horses, and it's exciting parent choose to convince their kids to get up and do something. But I assure you that when I say that everyone in this room has a bright future, it's not because you're starting a new chapter in your life, or because I think you should take AP History, or because I'm trying to be your mom. I say that you all have a bright future because look at everything that you have accomplished so far. The success is endless, and this afternoon's session is designed to allow you, the leaders of our FFA chapters, to establish the foundation for the future of our organization. Each and every one of you are using your voice to make recommendations for our association. Today we'll start the ball rolling to make our future even brighter. Delegates, it is my belief that each of you will be diligent with your actions and keep the success of our association in mind during today's business session. However, let's make sure that we all remember that electing the state officer team for next year is not our only job today. We also need to carefully consider our delegate reports that you've all worked so hard on, along with our constitutional changes. Let's work together intelligently to do our best on behalf of every FFA member in New York State. You are their voice. Use your best judgment as we create our future and move forward through this, the 2015 official business session of the FFA Association. Earlier this afternoon, each of the delegates checked in with our delegate coordinators. They made sure that everything runs smoothly and have been particularly instrumental in helping us to get the electronic system that we are now able to use. Mr. John Clayson and Ms. Mary Lou Genoway, both from the Pioneer FFA, are incredibly important to the delegate process. Please help me recognize all that they do with a round of applause. Additionally today, we have Ms. Tara Barasic on stage to help us during this session, conducting business as quickly and as efficiently as possible. Prior to moving on to a new type of business, we will provide instruction about any special conditions for that section of our agenda. Earlier this afternoon, we went over protocol for the business session during the delegate and state officer candidate luncheon. As a reminder, today's order of business includes the election of state officers, committee work. We will begin with committee reports, confirm our American degree recipients, vote on constitutional amendments, elect state line officers, and then read the slate for district presidents. Additionally, as we said earlier, your district president has a paper that you can use to write down any motions or seconds for the motions that we make. Please remember to speak clearly and wait for your motions to be acknowledged by both the chair and the recording secretary. We're now going to confirm the count of delegates. District 1, do you still have 9 delegates? Thank you. District 2, do you still have 20 delegates? District 3, do you still have 13 delegates? District 4, do you still have 5 delegates? District 5, do you still have 18 delegates? District 6, do you have 26? Did you add number 26? Did you not add someone from homework? So how many was your final count? Thank you. District 7, how many do you have?
I now have 7.
District 8?
We have all 5.
District 9, you still
Yes, ma'am.
and District 10, you have 9.
Yes.
Okay. That gives us a total of 128 delegates. Throughout the business session, delegates must remain seated so that we can maintain an accurate count of delegates. A brief your district president or district leader. If you need to leave for any reason, you must tell your district president and wait for their permission. District presidents, please keep Misty aware of any changes in your delegate numbers so we can be aware of what number constitutes a majority. First on our agenda are the state officer reports. These reports are read for information only and will not require a vote. Please help to welcome State Secretary Maria Martinez with the state officer report.
This year, my teammates and I have traveled a lot. One of our favorite parts of the year was traveling for National Officer Tour. This was the first time we were on the road since the start of the school year. These would meet with students and get hands-on experience with New York agriculture. Another tour we are excited about is the Intense Tour. Starting this summer, we are so excited that members will have chances to see what New York agriculture and education has and where it can take them in the future. Recommends that New York use this tour after its initial year. We also recommend that it be considered by the Board of Trustees that upcoming state officer teams take a semester or a year off of college. We are for this year of service and thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Maria. Unfortunately, we do not have a treasurer's report. The treasurer was. Is there a motion to dismiss the treasurer's chair from District 2?
Emily Robertson, Tri-Valley. I move that we disregard the treasurer's report reading. Dispense the treasurer's report.
Is there a second?
Second. Ryan Sonic, Tri-Valley Chapter.
It has been moved and properly seconded that we dispense with the reading of the treasurer's report. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we will proceed to vote. All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Motion carried. We would also like to send our appreciation to Mrs. Jones-Brimmer for, although she's unable to be with us here today, she is an essential part of our organization. Let's give her a round of applause for Mrs. Jones-Brimmer. Finally, let's welcome Hawk to the podium with a report on the Foundation Board.
Thank you, Katie. The Foundation Board reported that this year they received a grant for $350,000, that's a big difference, from the American Agriculturalist Foundation. This money will be going towards the Intense Conference, improvements in the State Fair building, and encouraging amount towards our endowment to give students in our association more opportunities. They're currently reviewing personal and corporate donations and sponsorships, and cash awards to members. We've seen the completion of Foster Lodge at Camp Oswegatchie and are continuing to make long-term plans for capital investment improvement. Our projected revenue for fiscal 2015 is nearly $1 million, and we, including myself as a student representative, look forward to welcoming the new state officer team.
Thank you, Hawk. At this point, could I please have all of the committee chairs come to the front of the auditorium for the reading of the committee reports. After each of the committee reports, the committee chair will move for the acceptance of the report. Committee reports have an implied second. At this point, the floor will be open for discussion or amendments of the report. Once the report has been accepted by a majority, it will move forward in the state officer team and the Board of Trustees for consideration and action. We will begin with committee C1, which is not recommendation for inner chapters. Yeah, recommendations for inner chapter challenges. Please.
Whereas we would like to see efficient and timely announcements of chapter challenges, whereas we need to have more creativity in chapter challenges to invoke chapter involvement, whereas we need to be clear goals and directions to for challenges in chapters, whereas for any challenge we would like to see an adequate recognition for the participating or winning chapters, whereas we would like to see the future chapters challenge activities. Therefore, be it resolved that New York FFA allows chapters to prepare for challenges with ample time to fulfill them. Be it further resolved, chapters will have room to interpret chapter challenges to fit them in their chapters. Be it further resolved, New York FFA will provide guidelines and possible examples for each challenge issued. Be it further resolved, New York State FFA gives appropriate recognition for such as state officer visits, website pictures, or state conventions. For example, of giving chapter shirts out at conventions. Be it further resolved, such activities can include t-shirt designs, member recognition challenges, volunteer community service initiatives, and agricultural associating challenges. Respectfully submitted, Taylor Quick, Tri-Valley FFA, and Ashton Ratner, Tri-Valley FFA. I move to accept the
There is an implied second. Is there any discussion? Discussion? It has been properly moved and seconded. Seeing no discussion, we will proceed to vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Taylor. Committee 2, evaluation of newsletter media communication.
Whereas Twitter and Instagram are public enough, and whereas social media sites aren't inclusive to members, and whereas chapters don't have direct communications with New York FFA or district presidents page, and whereas photo challenges are not publicized enough, and whereas the district newsletter is lacking in quantity of information and participation by chapters. And whereas students aren't aware of the newsletter, therefore be it resolved that the association posts a link on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and be it further resolved that many members may follow trends on these sites with hashtags, and be it further resolved that a chapter is selected every few weeks based on interests amidst the 6 assignments that are posted, and be it further resolved that the loudspeaker announcements at the state fair will inform members about challenges. Prizes will be given out to the members who participate, and pictures from challenges are printed and posted, and be it further resolved that there is a newsletter sent out bi-monthly. A chapter advisor needs to provide a working email as well as email of 2 chapters officers, which are the chapter can be further resolved that the key moments and highlights of from newsletters are shared during pre-session, and the association will create bi-monthly emails online for the newsletter. Respectfully submitted, page 1, Committee Chair. I move for the acceptance of this report.
There is an implied second. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we will proceed to vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Paige. Committee 3 is the evaluation of district presidents and their election process.
Whereas not all districts have district presidents and that there is no one to plan district events or write a newsletter, the current to select the district president slate is composed of members from each district. Therefore, be it resolved that each elects a chapter representative to meet on the district committee composed of one member from each chapter. And be it further resolved that there is a state level applicant review process, but that the nominating committee are executed by a committee composed of district members. Respectfully submitted, Stacy Morales. I move to accept this report.
There is an implied second. Discussion? The delegate from District 4.
Hunter McCall from Walden FMA. I make a motion to amend the committee report to allow districts with no one slated by the nominating committee to allow the districts to choose their own, so therefore I move this amendment.
There has been a motion made to amend the committee's report to allow district presidents with no one slated by the nominating committee to allow the districts to choose their own. Is there a second? The chair recognizes District 4.
Sam Cole from Sydney. I second.
Is there moved and properly seconded to add this amendment to the main motion? Is there any discussion? Discussion? Seeing none, we will proceed to vote on the amendment. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Now that the amendment has been added, we will proceed to vote on the main motion as it was amended. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Stacy. Committee 4 is the evaluation and recommendation for chapter visits.
Whereas chapter visits are summer season, and whereas the visits are scheduled for agriculture class presentations, and whereas the communication barriers between advisors and state officers, and whereas visiting may be limited, and whereas traveling without a district president may be difficult for a state officer. Therefore, be it resolved, officers plan chapter visits in the fall season, and be it further resolved, the officers give background about the FFA and the chapter plans on FFA advice. And be it further resolved, the responsibility of planning is with the state and chapter officers. And be it further resolved, the visit criteria should be related to the current convention theme. And be it further resolved, state officers have a centrally located homestay. Respectively submitted, Elizabeth Bethany, Alvina. I move to accept this report.
There is an implied second. Is there any discussion? Discussion. Seeing none, we will proceed to vote. All those in favor, please do so by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Elizabeth. District 5, or Committee 5, is the evaluation of calendar events.
Whereas CDEs at State Fair overlap with school, and students make their academics a priority, and whereas State Convention conflicts with other events, such as AP tests and spring sports, therefore it will be resolved that we have CDEs at State Fair conducted over 1 week instead of 2, and be it further resolved that State Convention weekend every year, AP tests available at the convention. Respectfully submitted, Kevin Brown, BBS Committee Chair. I move to accept this report.
There is an implied second. Is there any discussion? Discussion. Seeing none, we will proceed to vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion fails. Division has been called.
Look at them in front of you now. There's at the bottom. Right? Hold that button. Push hold that button. You look at it. They all, everybody's up. Everybody has some under. I want you to take real quick, you're going to test to make sure they're working. I want you to select A and hit send. Just hit A and send. We're going to make sure that all of your responses are going to be up for a Everybody needs to do it. 61, 65. 65. 65. You put A and send.
Clicker 65. Oh, right here. A. And send. Okay, do not click anything until we tell you to start. What's going to happen is if you're in favor of the motion, you will click A and send. If you're opposed, you will click B. You may send your vote. Please make sure that your vote has been sent.
whereas district competitions are taking too long and becoming tedious, and whereas there is a lack of participation in CDEs, and whereas some students are not prepared for their individual CDEs. Therefore, be it resolved that we limit the number of participants per chapter per contest. Further resolved that members are to be informed on CDEs available and their descriptions, and it be further resolved that the judges are not required to advance a certain number of students to the next level. Respectfully submitted, Ryan Sonic, Tri-Valley Community Chair. I move to
There is an implied second. Is there any discussion? Discussion. Seeing none, we will proceed to vote. All those in favor, please do so by saying aye. Opposed? Carries. Thank you, Ryan. Let's have a round of applause for all of the hard work put into these reports. One group of outstanding FFA members has worked hard to qualify for the highest degree in the FFA, the American degree. This is something that all FFA members are eligible to strive for, but only the most committed actually earn. In 2015, 31 students from across New York qualified for their American degree and were at the National Convention in Kentucky this October. The students eligible to receive their degrees are Nathan Joseph Libaker, Belleville Henderson. Eric Sheldemine, Belleville Henderson. Kaylee Eaton, Cattaraugus Little Valley. Ashley Willis, Belleville. Mitchell Klein Vanmore, Madison. Perry Lewis, Penn Yan. Zachary Almeter, Pioneer. Abram Ashley, Pioneer. Stacy Lynn Bliss, Pioneer. Brian Charles Murlaugh, Pioneer. Jacob Schloss, Pioneer. Caitlin Jeffway, Schoharie Valley. Garrett Marvin, Schoharie Valley. Domagala, Lewis. Rachel Humphrey, South Lewis. Cheryl Stacks, South Lewis. Joshua Jacobs, Stockbridge Valley. Timothy Meeker, Stockbridge Valley. Danielle Smith, Stockbridge Valley. Jonathan Giles Smith, Stockbridge Valley. Anne-Marie A. Albert Butler, Tri-Valley. Suwu Chung, Tri-Valley. Kristen, Tri-Valley. Ashley Exner, Tri-Valley. Sierra Hennessy, Tri-Valley. Max Lundquist, Tri-Valley. Brady Rogers, Tri-Valley. Claire Tierney, Valley. Sierra Pearl Thompson, Unadilla Valley. Congratulations to all these members and the chapters they come from. You should be very proud. In order to take action, a delegate must make a motion to adopt the recommended constitutional change. The motion that does not have to be made in those words, but a motion must come from and be seconded by delegates in this delegate body this afternoon. We will now show you the constitutional changes. And it's been proposed, you guys can read, I won't read it to you, but our constitutional change is up on the board. Okay, I will read it. Proposed amendments, association Board of Trustees. Proposed amendments to the State Association Constitution. Proposed amendments must be submitted prior to the be reviewed by the State Board of Student Officers with recommendations to the delegates at the annual meeting. An amendment to the State Association Constitution may be approved at any annual association business meeting by a 2/3 vote of the delegates and ratification by a majority of the chapters present, provided a quorum is present. Is there a motion to approve this amendment? Is there a motion to approve this amendment? Chair recognizes delegate from District 8.
Page 1, Jennifer District. I move to accept the amendment.
Thank you. Is there a second? Chair recognizes delegate from District 5. 5.
Nick Sander from the Adirondack chapter. I second.
Thank you. It has been properly moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we will proceed to vote. The motion of the Constitution requires a 2/3 vote of delegates in attendance in order to pass. We will now, as soon as we are ready, we will cast our votes. A is to pass, B is to fail. Whenever you're ready, submit your vote. Votes are required to make a 2/3 majority. Last call to cast your vote.
Madam President, we have a clicker that's not working.
A what?
A clicker.
Bring the clicker. Make the motion to adopt the recommendation, the recommended constitutional change. The motion does not have to be made in the motion must come from and be seconded by the delegates and this delegate body this afternoon. I will now read the bylaw change. Each local chapter may designate 2 delegates for the first 25 active state and national members, plus 1 additional delegate for each additional 25 members or major fraction thereof. Chapters with 10 or more state-only members are eligible for 1 additional delegate. All members of the state association are invited to attend all meetings, but official action will be restricted to the authorized delegates. Is there a motion to approve the bylaw change? Chair recognizes the delegate from District 4.
On call from Walnut, I make a motion to approve the changes.
Is there a second? Chair recognizes the delegate from District 10.
Felicia Hines, Fillmore, I second.
It has been properly moved and seconded to accept the bylaw change. Is there any discussion? Chair recognizes the delegate from District 6.
What if your chapter doesn't have 25 members?
Please state your name and chapter?
Noah Rochester from Carthage.
And can you repeat your question, please?
What if your chapter does not have 25 members?
The way that our delegate system currently works is that for your first 25 members or up to 25 members, you get a delegate. The way that the bylaw would take effect is that for your first 25 members, so if your chapter has 400 members or if your chapter has 10 members, you would start out with 2 delegates instead of 1. Right now you start out with 1 delegate and then add after you've hit certain membership thresholds. Does that help?
Is there any further discussion? Any discussion? None, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor are going to click A and send it. Opposed, B. Go ahead and send your votes. This is your last call to submit your vote. And it passes. Next on our agenda is the election of state officers. In April, the nominating committee recommended the following slate of officers. State President, Sarah Millspup. President, Emma Wagner. State Secretary, Tricia Jordan. State Treasurer, Kayla Gully. Reporter, Erin Langdale. And State Sentinel, Lindsay Palmer. The chair recognizes delegate from District 2.
Emily from Tri-Valley. I move to suspend the standing rules for New York State FFA pertaining to the elections so that our 6 officer candidates present their introductory speeches and then are elected into the offices the nominating committee placed them into.
Weaver. Lizzie, can you bring it up here? Is there a second to this motion?
Elizabeth Bentley, LBFA, I second.
It has been moved and properly seconded to suspend the standing rules for New York State FFA pertaining to elections so that our 6 officer candidates present their introductory speeches and then are elected by acclamation into the offices that the nominating committee placed them into. Is there any discussion? Just kidding, there's none. Are there any amendments? Any amendments? Seeing none, we will proceed to vote. All those in favor, please do so by clicking A and sending it. B. Go ahead and send in your votes. Final call to submit your votes. Motion passes. The slated state officers will come to the stage to do their speeches. First, we'll have Lindsay Palmer.
Hi, my name is Lindsay Palmer, and I would be honored to serve New York State as a state line officer. How many times have we heard adults say, "You are the future," or "You are the next generation"? Have we ever stopped to think about it? You and I, me and you, are the next generation of agriculture and this world. How are we going to make a positive change? In 2011, the movie Footloose pops into my mind. The teenagers of Belmont were tired of the laws prohibiting dancing in their town. They wanted to make a change. To make this change and to change the law for future generations of Belmont. They spent countless hours interpreting the law and formulating a plan to present to the town council. They motivated themselves by saying, "This is our time." Just like the teenagers in Footloose, this is our time. It is our time to be the next generation. It is our time to develop new technologies to increase food production. It is our time to decrease the amount of food insecurities in this nation and across the country. It is our time to help inspire young people of society to get involved and to become the next generation of agriculture. I don't know about you, but I'm excited to become the next generation. I'm excited to band together and to agriculture. To help members develop and see all the endless possibilities this organization has to offer. I'm excited to be that helping hand and to help others. As the next generation in agriculture, we have some work to do because this is our time. Thank you.
Thank you, Lindsay. Will Aaron please come to the stage?
I'm in 8th grade. I'm standing on the stage of my school's auditorium and I'm absolutely terrified. It's my chapter. All I've been asked to do is point out the fire exits in the back of the room. If you had told me then that I'd be here today speaking to all of you, I probably would have laughed at you or cried because of my massive fear of public speaking. Hello, my name is Erin Mango and I represent the Warwick Valley FFA chapter. I'm honored to have been slated for New York State Reporter, and I'm excited to have the opportunity to serve all of you. There are a lot of students out there like 8th grade Erin. Shy, quiet, not really sure what FFA has to offer them. And as a state officer, I will be able to reach out to students like 8th grade me and so many others. I would be able to help students see their potential or SAE project on a family farm. FFA provides countless numbers of opportunities to point out those fire exits and try something new, even if it's outside of their comfort zone. Try something new, even if it's outside of their comfort zone. Being a state officer means serving others. And why I decided to run comes down to that word, service. FFA has done so much for me, and I'm honored to serve the organization that has helped me in so many ways. There's a quote by John Quincy Adams. He said, if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, then you are a leader. And I cannot possibly think of a better way to describe what I want to do as a state officer. Thank you.
Will Kayla please come to the stage?
For those of you who don't know me, I love Disney. The movie is The Lion King. I have mercilessly held my cat up to the rising sun of the African Pride Lands, aka my living room, symbolizing the circle of life, just like Simba was. FFA members, we are lucky enough to have a circle of life all our own. Every one of us is a part of a circle of life characterized by inspiration and growth of members. I don't know about you, but when I first joined FFA in 7th grade, I was nervous. I was so nervous that I knew I could never do one of those public speaking CDEs. But then Mary Foote cornered me and said, "You would do a great job in this, Kayla, and I already signed you up." So I practiced after school with Mary, reciting the creed and answering questions. When competition rolled around, I made Mary proud, but even more importantly, I made myself proud. After that, I delved right into FFA, and I found a passion in FFA. My FFA priorities have started to bug my parents. "No, Dad, I can't help you feed the cows right now. I have to finish my placings on them." Or, "Madam Mom, I move to appeal the decision of the chair, considering the vote was clearly in favor of pizza for dinner, not meatloaf." Nevertheless, I still love FFA, and I still make FFA my priority. I couldn't have found my voice without Mary Foote. She inspired me to realize that I have the potential to be great. She invested in me, and she made me believe that I could be a great leader and role model. New York FFA, I can't wait to do this for you in the upcoming year. I can't wait to give back to the organization that has given me so much. Just like Simba was held up in the circle of life was held up by symbolizing the circle of life in The Lion King, I can't wait to bring the inspiration full circle to all of you today. So with that, I just want to leave you with one thing. You on the state officer team next year. One of my advisors, Mrs. Foote, pushed me to compete in prepared speaking for the first time in 9th grade. Fast forward to March of that year, and I was thrilled to have the opportunity to compete in state level competitions. I had practiced and practiced my speech until I was confident in my ability to go into that room and own it. I walked into that room feeling proud of myself and what I had written. About 4 minutes into my speech, I faltered, and I glanced down at my note cards to remind myself of the next paragraph. Except it was the wrong note card. And the next card was wrong too, and the next. Panicking, I realized every single card was out of order, and I couldn't remember what I had just said or what came next, so I just began speaking, and I felt. I left that day feeling like I had failed. Never again did I want to put myself in that position. But the next day, my older sister Gabby suggested I give prepared speaking a try again the second year. To her, trying again was the only natural choice. So what I had given up, that didn't mean I should just quit for the rest of my life. The encouragement and support she showed me pushed me to try again and present opportunities to learn and grow I could not have found if I had just given up. After falling apart in that CDE, I was ready to give up on myself and my abilities. But the support my sister gave me changed my perspective on the limits of my abilities. And I want to do that for other FFA members because I know that we all have the power to succeed in anything we set our minds to. All that's needed is a little support and push to succeed. After all, if you aren't in over your head, how do you know how tall you are? Thank you.
Thank you, Trisha. Will Emma please come to the stage?
The American Revolution. Imagine, if you will, the smell of fresh cut hay on a hot summer's day, or the taste of a crisp apple on a cool day in autumn.
taste bring me back to when my soul first began to be glue. At my first official dress FFA contest, I watched members from different schools come together with a common vision. It was at that moment that I realized that FFA was going to become a major part of my life story. As an FFA state officer, I believe it's important to be a catalyst and to empower young agricultural students to find their passions and future roles in society. When I participated in my first chapter banquet, I worked towards over 30 different areas of agriculture. It was at that event that I realized that FFA was much more than cows, sows, and plows, but instead, I was presented with a wide range of opportunities for me to find my own niche. When I put on my FFA jacket, I feel really connected to the exciting career possibilities, the diverse field of agriculture, including science, technology, business, and education. I've been actively involved in FFA for the past 4 years and developed my leadership skills. I champion all the great opportunities this national organization has to offer young people to help them chart their education, personal, and career futures. New York has and will continue to provide leaders in the agriculture and help transform the attitudes and perceptions of the impacts and values of agriculture education. Locally, I'm aware of 4 schools that are looking to add these programs even in spite of these tough economic times. This means that we are on the right track, and I am so excited to be part of that initiative. In closing, I'd like to quote Brenda Shope, an international motivator and speaker. My grandfather once said that once in your life, you need a doctor, a preacher, and a lawyer. But every day, 3 times a day, you need a farmer. And I like to add leaders go up through FFA. Thank you.
Thank you, Emma. Will Sarah please come to the stage?
Imagine this. Semi-truck driving through your local neighborhood, packed full with 27,000 pounds of fresh produce. 20 FFA members selflessly spend their morning packing the truck for the arrival at the local food bank. As the truck passes by houses, families emerge with curious faces, watching as the truck pulls into the food bank. All of the faces of the community action glow with excitement because they know over 1,000 families won't go hungry this holiday season. The students from the Albion FFA chapter saw a need in their community and decided that it was time to give back. Now, it's our turn. Hello, my name is Sarah Mills. I'm honored to serve on the 2016 State Line Officer Team. FFA is an organization that develops students into well-rounded individuals by instilling career leadership, personal growth, and career success. This organization inspires others to be who they are, not what others want them to be. So the label of cows, sows, and plows no longer applies. If you're like me and don't come from a farming background, you still have so much to learn and share with those around you. Whether you realize it or not, FFA has a tremendous impact on your lives. The skills that you have attained can be taken and applied to anything you do. Every event that you attend or workshop you complete expands your knowledge and teaches you something new about yourself. Through my 4 years, I discovered my desire to give back to others with everything I do. During this year of service, I plan to work hard for you in this inspiring organization by taking the skills that I have learned and using those to give back to those who need help within our own state. We are part of the largest, most prestigious youth organization in the country. So let's continue to give back and shine bright. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Is there a motion to cast 1 ballot for all of our officer team? The chair recognizes the delegate from District 2.
I move that the secretary cast 1 ballot to elect the 2015-2016 state line officers into their nominated offices.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Sharon Hoffman from Hypertense.
Chair recognizes the delegate from District 6.
Charlie Hammack, and I
vacant. It has been properly moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Discussion. Seeing none, we will proceed to vote. All in favor, please do so by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Will Lindsay please come to the stage? Will all of the slated officers please join me on the stage? Newly elected state officers. Congratulations to our newly elected officer team. Our final item of business is to reveal the district president's slate. The slate will be posted on the board behind us. For District 1, Christina Martinez, John Bowser. District 2, Ethan Keller, Sharon Springs, and Kim Doyle, Tri-Valley. District 3, Seth Gross, Granville. District 5, Jacob X, Stockford Valley. And McNamara, Madison. District 6, Meg Parkman, Canton. District 7, Maureen Murphy, Tully. District 9, Clara Silva, Albion. District 10, Ashley Lyman, Cuba Rushford. And Devin Van Buren, Sherman. The delegates need to return their clickers. District 1, please come forward to return your clickers. Please shut your clicker off. District 2, hold on a second. Each chapter should have one representative bring up their clickers. Delegates, next order of business are your district meetings. These begin at 4 o'clock. Your meeting is in District 1 here in Galbraith Hall, which is in room 161. District 2, Crawford Hall, room 109. District 3, Crawford Hall, 105. District 4, Marshall Hall, 101. District 5, Charles Hall, room 125. District 6, you are in the duet. District 7, you are in Galbraith Hall, room 104. District 8, you are in Marshall Hall, room 125B. District 9, you are in Crawford Hall, room 103. And District 10 is in the Design Center. District 4, please bring forward your clickers. 5, please send your chapter representatives forward with your clickers. District 6, please send your chapter representatives. District 7, please bring forward your clickers. District 8, please bring forward your clickers. District 9, please bring your chapter representatives forward with your clickers. District 10, please bring your clickers forward. Please do not leave until I know for sure that all clickers have been collected. I have some announcements. Students on the district president's slate have been listed in the order of the nominating committee's recommendations. In addition, only slated candidates may be elected, and only official delegates may vote. There's also a talent show right in this room after session. We'll give about 15 minutes after we adjourn before the talent show will start. There is a teachers meeting in the theater at 3 p.m. with key information. Please attend these great opportunities. All talent acts will miss tea as soon as session is adjourned. Thank you for your diligence during our business session. As we adjourn, consider the opportunities you have to take action in your chapters and throughout the rest of the inspiration. It radiates from inside. It's our future. When we put all of these together, we can shine our light and change the world. Choose bright. Live bright. Be bright. With that, is there a motion to adjourn this business session? Chair recognizes delegate from District 5. Chair recognizes delegate from District 10. It has been properly moved and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor, please do so by saying aye.